is Vermilion's full-service Aveda salon and spa, located in the heart of historic downtown Vermilion.
Coming up on Coyote News, Vermilion honors its veterans, past, present, and future.
Plus, we take a look at a traditional Hindu celebration. Coyote News starts right now.
Hello, I'm Allie Boyson.
And I'm Carter Hofer. We'll get to those stories and more. But first, authorities have released the names of 100 people who are still missing from the deadly wildfires in California. The statewide death toll has gone up to at least 51, with 48 dead in Northern California and 3 fatalities in Southern California.
Before the Paradise Fire in Northern California, the deadliest single fire on record in the state was in 1933 when a blaze in Griffith Park, Los Angeles, killed 29 people. Firefighters have made progress in Southern California, where fires have killed 2 people in Malibu and destroyed over 400 structures.
The cause of the fire remains under investigation, but it broke out around the time and place that 2 utilities reported equipment trouble. California has been experiencing a very dry year and is emerging from a 5-year-long drought.
Juul Labs Incorporated has decided to halt store sales of some flavors in an attempt to deter kids from using the e-cigarettes. This move comes ahead of an expected U.S. government crackdown on underage sales of flavored e-cigarettes. Juul said it stopped filling store orders yesterday for mango, fruit, cream, and cucumber pods and will only resume sales to retailers that scan IDs to identify the buyer is at least 21. The company will continue to sell menthol and mint at stores and sell all flavors through its website. On Monday, the master and creator behind Marvel's biggest superheroes passed away at the age of 95. Stan Lee is considered the architect of the contemporary comic book. He worked to create characters that were set apart from the always virtuous superheroes like DC Comics' Superman, by making characters that were more human than superhuman. Fans have been celebrating Stan Lee's contributions to the pop culture canon. So, Cecilia, is winter fully upon us, or can we anticipate some warmer weather?
Well, Allie, we might have a little bit more warmer weather this week, but then it's right back to the cold. Right now, it's 45 degrees outside. Today was sunny with a high near 48, and a low for tonight will be around 28. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 53 with winds up to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. The night will be mostly clear with a low around 27. Friday will bring around a high of 44 with a slight chance of rain afternoon, and Friday night will bring a chance of snow with a low around 20. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 26 and a low of 14. And for your Sunday, it'll be sunny with a high near 36 and a low around 20. And that's your Coyote weather.
Veterans of all eras were celebrated Monday at Vermilion High's Veterans Day celebration. The event was open to the public and many generations of veterans attended. One speaker at the event, Brigadier General Damian Donahue, is a USD graduate. He says it was clear to him that the university cared about its service members. Donahoe says he encourages students to get involved in serving their community, even outside military service.
The holidays are just around the corner, and that means people all around the world are starting to prepare their holiday feasts. But for people suffering from food insecurity, this time of the year can be stressful. Coyote News' Lauren Solek tells us about organizations in Vermilion that work to help those in need of food.
Then Feed Just One is an organization on campus that works to fight hunger on a global basis by packing and sending food to countries in need, like Guatemala.
So it's cool that our food will go to those people, and then it'll be, shed some light into their day, so they won't have to worry as much about where their food's going to come from for a certain amount of time.
According to the World Food Program, 1 in every 9 people suffer from hunger, which is 821 million people. But let's break that down. According to Feeding America, 40 million Americans suffer from hunger, and over 12 million of them are children. Feeding South Dakota says 1 in 8 South Dakotans are food insecure, and 1 in every 6 of them are children. In Clay County, the food insecurity rate is 16.6%, or about 2,330 people. Statistics show that poverty correlates with hunger, and in Vermilion alone, 35.7% of the population lives below the poverty line, according to the 2016 census, and that is higher than the national average of 14%.
The Vermilion Food Pantry works to fight the growing hunger problem in Vermilion and Clay County. Executive Director of the pantry says they recovered over 150,000 pounds of food last year to give to people with food insecurity.
Some of the biggest things for the holidays is a lot of us are gathering with our family, with our friends, with those that we care about, and we're talking about what we're thankful for. We have others within our community who have things to be thankful for, but they also have those rumbles in their bellies.
To find out the hours of the pantry or learn how you can help, visit vermilionfoodpantry.org. For Coyote News, I'm Lauren Solik.
Then Feed Just One will host a packing event tomorrow from 11 to 2 and 5 to 8 in the Muck Pit.
Recently, the Center for Diversity and Community celebrated Diwali, one of the most popular festivals of Hinduism. It represents how light defeats darkness.
So Diwali is the festival of light, and it kind of signifies the victory of good over evil. There's a whole mythological story that that talks about the origin of the festival, and we're actually going to have a play tonight that describes it.
Arts and crafts were provided for everyone to enjoy, which was then followed by an authentic Hindu meal, along with dancing and singing performances. Over 200 students and community members attended. You can contact the Center for Diversity and Community for more upcoming events.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at Vermilion's water plant and how they make drinking water safe every day.
We can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
No, never mind. That's too bad. I'm not going to tread those waters.
Wait, something that's too bad for dysfunctional?
You're listening to Dysfunctional on KAOR 91.1.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Interested in media? Contact the Cross Media Council.
This is Coyote News.
From underground wells to your kitchen sink, you may not realize it, but a lot of work goes into turning the water from your tap into safe, drinkable water. Coyote News' William Summers got the chance to see it all happen.
Tucked away at the edge of town here is Vermilion's water treatment plant. There are 7 staff members responsible for the day-to-day operations.
We'll probably go through, on average, probably 1.3 million. Once school starts and students are here, like September, we'll probably stay at that same amount. Then once the winter months hit, we'll drop down to roughly 980,000 gallons a day.
Right. From wells, water is pumped into the plant and aerated to remove dissolved gases. Next, the water flows into a basin where softening agents and chemicals are added. Finally, the water goes through a 4-step filtration process before heading out to the reservoir. Once in the reservoir, water gets pumped to the water towers here in Vermilion. But before it reaches kitchen sinks and bathtubs, it travels through 50-plus miles of underground piping.
So the next time you turn on your faucet, think of the water treatment team, ensuring that water is safe and clean for everyone. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm William Summers.
You can find drinking water reports on the city's website under the Utilities tab.
This week is Transgender Awareness Week, and tonight there will be a session focusing on LGBTQ+ communities and allyship. The session, called Expressions of Identity, will feature speaker Michael Gruey, followed by a short candlelight vigil behind Old Main. Check out the Volant for a feature on 3 USD transgender students who share their experiences and how their identity affects their lives. Just ahead, find out what it takes to be queen of the rodeo.
WH Over Museum, an entire world of history tucked away in the beautiful city of Vermilion. A world where you can stand face to face with the king of the jungle. A world where you can search for the hidden treasures of Egypt. A world seen through the eye of the majestic bald eagle. And a world where you can climb Spirit Mound like Lewis and Clark while watching the buffalo cross the plain. Experience this world of history firsthand when you stop in at the W.H. Over Museum. Come in today and learn more about what your world has to offer.
This is Coyote News.
A fan-favorite musical is coming to campus. The theater department's preparing to perform the classic musical comedy Into the Woods.
I'm just excited to have everyone come see all these fairy tales that have so long been in our culture and society come to life on stage, and to have them be seen in a different way that I don't think that are typically seen.
Into the Woods is a mashup of various fairy tales, such as Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Jack and the Beanstalk. It explores what happens when the characters get more than what they bargained for. The performances will take place November 16th through the 18th and November 28th through December 2nd at the Wayne S. Knutson Theater.
USD student Cade Betelyoun holds the Miss Indian Rodeo title for 2019, as the Yote Report's Habiba Ali reports. Betelyoun is a sophomore majoring in medical biology.
The Queen of Rodeo has to be a Native American young woman who is enrolled as a full-time student in either high school or college.
Throughout the year, we compete in region rodeos, and the regions are all over the United States. There's 11 of them and 2 in Canada. So those regions compete, and then the winners of those regions all travel to the Las Vegas, Nevada for the Indian National Finals Rodeo.
She also goes to sanctions like PRCA to spread awareness of Indian professional rodeo.
No, I'm a third-generation cowgirl, I guess. So my grandma, and then her 2 daughters, and then me.
For Yote Report, I'm Habiba Ali.
For more information about the rodeo competitions, visit their Facebook page at Indian National Finals Rodeo.
One student organization is looking to inform students about different cultures. The International Club is hosting an international event. Coyote News' Nathan Finster is live in the muck with the president, who says it's important to be informed about different cultures. Nathan?
That's right, Allie. I'm here with Anita Shrestha, who's hoping to shed some light on the diversity of students here in campus. And thanks for joining me, Anita. So when did the International Club get the idea to do this event?
I think this happens every year. Last year it was Tala, and before that it was Himalayan Nights. So continuing the International Week, like Educational Week, we're continuing this as a closing ceremony as International Nights. So yeah, that's how it happens.
All right, so tell me a little bit about what's going to happen at the event. What are some of the cultures that people are going to learn about?
Basically, it's the International Night is about all the different countries from all over the world who is here in USD as a student. So we're kind of trying to exchange culture through different talents with somebody's singing, somebody's presenting their country, and somebody's dancing their culture songs. So yeah, and we have different food from different countries. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, why do you think it's so important for someone to learn about other cultures that's different from their own?
I think coming to learning in university, we're always in process of learning, and I think it's always a good opportunity to learn culture from different countries as you are in being in one university. So diversity is always a good subject, and I think it's just good to learn others' culture so you can build up a bond together.
All right, thanks, Anita.
Thank you.
International Night will be this Sunday at 6 in the Muck Ballroom. Live in the Muck, Nathan Finster, Coyote News.
Thanks, Nathan. And now Cooper's here with sports. Cooper, I heard the football team took a win home finally this weekend.
That's right, Allie. We'll have the highlights of that game and more next in sports.
This is Coyote News.
Welcome back. I'm Cooper Seamer.
And I'm Cecilia Gillen. Tonight on Coyote Sports, men's and women's basketball take home some wins.
Plus, the football team breaks their 4-game losing streak. But first, the Coyote women's cross-country team earned a 6th-place finish at the Midwest Regional on Friday.
Megan Billington and Madeline Hugland led the way for the Yotes in the final race of their cross-country careers with top 30 finishes.
Billington crossed the line in 22nd place, while Hugland came close behind in 26th. The meet concluded the 2018 season for both the men's and women's teams. The top-ranking running back prospect of the 2019 class committed to Louisiana State University late last night. John Emery, who was formerly committed to Georgia until last month, decided to reopen his recruitment. Emery played high school football in Louisiana and is ranked as the number 14th prospect overall in the class. A referee in the English Football Association has been suspended after using a game of rock, paper, scissors to decide the kickoff of a women's Super League matchup. Upon realizing he forgot his coin for the coin toss, official David McNamara asked the two captains to compete in a game in order to determine the starting possession. The suspension will last for 21 days, beginning on November 26th.
The Coyotes are having an exciting day, not on the court or field, but rather in the office as National Signing Day sweeps the country. The Coyotes have signed a total of 33 athletes today across all sports except for football. Just some of the big signees for the Yotes include Macy Giebert, sister of South Dakota State basketball star Madison Giebert, as well as Allie Grothison, a 6'2" middle blocker adding height to the front line of the volleyball team. For a full list of the Coyotes signees, visit goyotes.com.
After a tough loss on the road last weekend, the Coyote football team returned home on Saturday. It was senior day for the Yotes as they hosted Western Illinois in the final home game of the season. The Leathernecks got on the board first with a field goal, but the Yotes were quick to respond with this touchdown grab by Caleb Vander Esch in the corner of the end zone. The Yotes were all defense throughout the next 2 quarters as they allowed just another 3 points to the Leathernecks. However, they flipped on the offense in the 4th quarter as Kai Henry made his way into the end zone to push the lead to 11. The Leathernecks would give up easily as they pushed through the line to block a punt late in the game and recover the ball in the end zone for 6. The Yotes were able to close out the game despite the late push, taking the win 17-12 over the Leathernecks. The Coyotes will head back to the road to close their season against rival South Dakota State on Saturday. The men's and women's basketball teams were both in action at home this weekend. On the men's side, the Coyotes hosted their first Division I opponent of the season in Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks got ahead early off with some hot shooting from beyond the arc, but the Coyotes were able to make a comeback behind the efforts of Brandon Armstrong, who tallied 5 threes in the first half of his first career start. Early in the second half, the Lumberjacks kept their foot on the pedal to keep the game within reach, but hot shooting momentum plays helped the Yotes pull away late to take the victory 90-74. Tossing over to the women's side, the Coyotes returned for their home opener against visiting Incarnate Word Cardinals. The Coyotes found their momentum early and often, scoring with the ease, jumping up to 24-7 first quarter lead. The dominance continued into the next 3 quarters for the Yotes on both offensive and defensive ends. The Coyotes went ahead to claim the victory over Incarnate Word 96-43. They will hit the road for their next game against Drake tomorrow.
The volleyball team won their last 2 games of the season at home this weekend. Coyote News' Tel Tanner is here to take a look at their postseason.
That's right, Cecilia. The team has secured the number 2 seed in the Summit League tournament this week. I caught up with Taylor Wilson to look ahead to the upcoming matchups. Coming off a 26-kill weekend, Taylor Wilson is at the front of an attack for a Coyote team that just secured the number 2 seed in the Summit League tournament. I'm here with her now in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center. Taylor, of the last 9 games, the Coyotes have beat their opponents in straight sets, 8 of those 9 games. What's attributed to this?
You know, I think we took one bad loss towards the middle of conference, and I think that really turned it around for us. You know, Omaha came in and beat us on our home floor, and we weren't okay with that. Since then, we've swept everybody and took Denver to 5, and it was a great match. So I think going into the postseason, we're really excited because we know what we can do if we sustain the level of play we've been playing at.
That's good. Going into the Summit League tournament now, we secured the number 2 seed and a first-round bye. How is that going to help you guys as you don't have to play Friday?
You know, I think that's awesome. I think we worked really hard for the number 2 seed, and I think it's a huge positive for us to be able to get to Denver early, have that first-round bye, get to watch the first 4 teams play, and then be rested to play on Saturday.
That's good. Looking to the other side of the bracket now, we have number 1 seed Denver, who just pitched an undefeated season, and we might be meeting them in the championship game. If we do meet them there, how can we beat them?
I think it's very hard to beat a team 3 times, and I think the second time we played Denver, we showed a great fight, and I think that Denver hasn't been beaten on their home court, and I think we're very gritty, and we're very excited to get to play them again on their home floor.
Okay, thank you, Taylor.
Thank you.
The Coyotes' first game in the tournament will be Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. From the Sanford Coyote Sports Center, I'm Tel Tanner for Coyote News.
Coming up after the break, we ask students what their favorite Thanksgiving food is. Their answers next.
I'm here with Beatrice. She's a 2-year-old kitty. She loves other cats and loves to play with toys. Her adoption fee is $65, so if you want to meet her and all of her friends, come on down to the Heartland Humane Society.
This is Coyote News.
Thanksgiving is almost upon us.
And in the spirit of the giving holiday, we asked students what their favorite Thanksgiving food is.
Here's what they had to say.
Probably gravy, scalloped corn, because my grandma used to make it when she was around, and so it's like a family tradition now.
Definitely pumpkin pie, because it's delicious.
I heard that people have mac and cheese as a side, and I've never had that, but I would love it so much.
Sweet potatoes with marshmallows on the top.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
I really like mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes and gravy, because I like the gravy. I would say turkey, because it's the most traditional.
Definitely my grandma's mashed potatoes.
Stuffing, because it tastes good.
Stuffing, and I don't know why, because it looks pretty gross.
Ooh, stuffing, because it goes good with everything. Turkey, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes.
Corned beef, because I hate turkey.
Turkey, because it makes me sleepy.
Easy yams, because grandma always makes the best yams.
The cranberry sauce, because my grandma always makes it from scratch every year.
The mashed potatoes, because they're actually homemade and not out of a box.
Mashed potatoes.
Absolutely mashed potatoes.
Turkey, because it's Thanksgiving.
I don't know how anyone could not say mashed potatoes. They're obviously the best.
Mashed potatoes are definitely my favorite.
You know, I like mashed potatoes, but I'm definitely a dessert person, so I'd have to say pumpkin pie.
Ooh, I cannot do pumpkin pie.
I'm not much of a fan of it.
You guys are missing out. What do? Apple pie then?
Yes, apple pie is a must.
Okay, well, I'm going to have 2 slices of pumpkin pie for you. Be sure to pick up a new issue of the Vlant, out today with a story about USD's law school being ranked among the best in the nation.
And that's all for Coyote News, so don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And be sure to watch and listen for Coyote News daily updates throughout the week on KAOR and the Coyote News social media pages.
Thank you and have a great night.